listening to Shields and Shenanigans, a D&D 5e podcast.
All right, that was an interesting intro.
We're getting the shenanigans out of the way early.
Hooray. It's going to be great, folks, believe me. Okay, so y'all find yourselves in the world, and it's great. And what the hell's going on? Holy shit. Okay.
Apparently there are small children running around in our campaign.
Yes.
If they go to bed at 7, I tell you what, it's almost bedtime.
Clearly,
okay, so,
the tavern
does
not require the patrons to be 21.
All right, guys, we can work that in. All right, so we'll start with your character, Alexander. So you've been watching your oldest son's kids. It's terrible. You really don't like how poorly he is at disciplining his children, and just under your breath every time Susie and Travis are misbehaving, you're like, God damn it, boy.
Yep. That's my thoughts exactly. Yep.
Fortunately, society has deemed that he is a man.
I think to myself, I messed up somewhere along the right lines of raising my kids to have such shitty grandkids.
I know, it's terrible. All right, so tell me, what kind of village is Wolford as you finally settle these uncivilized barbarians down?
The best village, nice everyone says so.
It's a nice little mining village in the middle of the mountains that produces many of the ore needed for the cities around this quaint land.
Yes. So these industrious people are currently at work refining the metals. And you watch this with pride, but unfortunately, your son has spawned more little devils that are also running around, and then you have to settle them down. But then you continue. To just look over this village, and just see the fruit of your leadership over time. But something abrupt changes things. You hear a galloping in the distance, and yes, and a carriage arrives. One with the harp emblem of the von Meiser family. It seems that the government has shown up in your village for whatever reason.
I grab my crossbow.
All right, so you're gonna exit with your crossbow.
But Grave, they're here to help.
So as they arrive, you see one of these soldiers at the head of the carriage, and he looks at you holding the crossbow, and he says, "Don't worry, sir. We are the government. We are here to help you."
I point down. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Amazing. All right. So, how do you respond to this gentleman?
Is that what he actually says?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, I point the crossbow at him.
Whoa! What did I say?
We don't like you government types around here.
Well, regardless, your daughter specifically has business with you. So if you don't like me, then I don't know, maybe speak with her about it. And then it's like, all right, get out of this cart, get out of the cart. And
I lower the crossbow
your youngest
to a low ready stance.
Yeah, your youngest daughter Maria exits the cart, and the second she gets out of the cart, he just cracks the reins and immediately just about faces with the cart, and they friggin' bolt immediately. And he's like, "I don't get paid enough for this." All right, just give me a second. Yeah, so you said that she was a woman of the church. So yeah, she is. Yeah, so she comes to you, and I'm not going to do a lady's voice. So she says, "Father, we have grievous news from the capital. The man I've been working under, the presbyter, Anton of Torino, has been grievously murdered."
Grievously now.
Yes. It was after he read children's stories to orphans in the capital of Isengrim. The orphanage was burnt to the ground, and he was found dead on the road.
That's pretty grievous.
That's brutal.
Yes, Father, I agree. The Lord was gathering a task force to take I'm sorry, I'm very nervous, so I have misspoke. I forget myself. He's gathering a task force in order to bring these criminals to justice, and I could think of no better of a moral leader for this task than you.
I'll participate. Not for the person that got killed, but for those kitties. They didn't deserve what they got.
She crosses herself.
I do a fake cross thing like I have no idea what I'm doing.
So is he like a fair weather Gunthorite? Basically, he shows up for Guntherian Christmas and Easter, essentially.
Yes.
Glorious.
He's a holiday Catholic type.
All right.
If you can understand that.
All right. So she tells you that she's never seen anything like this before, and she's essentially she's wondering if you will go to the capital immediately.
I will head out at once.
Very well. And then you link arms, and then you skip. You skip into over the horizon.
Okay, I guess I'm skipping now because the GM says I
No, I'm just kidding. I thought I'd do the Wizard of Oz shit.
Follow the yellow brick road and whatnot.
I know, right? It's glorious. All right, so yeah, so that's you heading out. All right, so who wants to go next?
Sure, why not?
Huh?
Sure, why not?
All right, so I just have to bring it up. All right, so what does Jack normally do on his normal day to day?
Well, he used to be an apprentice to someone who just recently, magician's apprentice. I would carry buckets of water upstairs and stuff like that.
Yep.
But at some point or another, some kingsmen came by and just dragged my master away.
The
and
feds.
So right now I'm probably in the wizard's tower. Well, crap! A wizard's tower. I should actually grab lots of stuff.
All right, yeah. So you're currently working in your wizard's tower right now. So I'm just trying to find the friggin' thing. I'm terrible. Oh, I found it. Okay. Yeah. So what? Yeah. So what's your daily routine when you're working in this wizard's tower?
He's kind of an asshole and probably doesn't show me all the cool spells. So seriously, preparing Eye of Newt and just all the like fine chemical reagent preparation.
Would you classify this work as very delicate, very focus intensive?
Oh, very, very.
Yeah. All right. So as you're doing this, you're kind of like you're getting the Eye of Newt ready, and you're kind of mixing certain chemicals. And you're like, I just got to get just one drop. As that happens, you hear a thump on your window, and then you like flinch, and you accidentally put in 2 drops, and then it's terrible. The ratio of this recipe is ruined.
Wait a minute. No, it's not ruined. I can just double the amount of everything else.
Yes.
Let's see.
So a minor setback, but requires correction in that case.
Yes.
So what? So do you look to see what this disturbance is?
I don't know if I can bother with the disturbance. I need to get the proportions right.
Okay. All right. So all right. So you continue with your
titrations.
Your chemistry and such. And after you finish, you finally address this very rude disturbance to your window. You kind of like look out your window for a second to see if there's any rapscallion maybe threw a rock at your window. There are some hooligans that essentially try to antagonize you every now and again because they know that you hate it.
Yes.
But it seems like there seems to be a carrier pigeon on the windowsill that is currently reorienting itself after it just hit your window, and it has a little message.
Oh, all right. I take the message from its tied to its leg, I guess.
All right, so.
And I can read.
Exactly. You read the following. The letter states this: to the honorable Jackson de Clossier. What's his last name again?
I was going to do like Jack Clouseau from Pink Panther.
Okay. To the Honorable Jack Clouseau. It comes to my attention that you are in the middle of an investigation to reopen a case concerning an inmate in the Northfalian Bastille. I'm unaware of the facts on the ground for your investigation, and I am too preoccupied with matters of state to read through your case. I am short-handed on qualified investigators at the moment, and I have been informed that your skill in the field is top of the line, which brings me to the purpose of my correspondence. An orphanage in downtown Isengrim was burned to the ground, and the good presbyter Anton of Torino was killed. If you let me see. All right. If you help me,
wait. Who was killed? Sorry, who was killed?
The priest Anton of Torino. Yep.
I'm writing down all the.
All right. All right. Sorry, I just gotta re-put in my little train of thought. If you are to help, if you complete this case for me, I will be able to bankroll any future ventures that you might have in the reopening of this case. Sincerely, Lord Irvin von Meiser X.
All right. I will. It is actually, in fact, addressed to me. I'm a little bit confused by
directly from the Lord.
Okay. Well, in any case, it's someone who outranks me, and people don't come to the Wizard's Tower for my expertise, so I'm not making whatever penis potions.
What?
Increase their size. I don't know what sort of how do wizards stay in business?
Well, actually, that probably would be a very good way to stay in business. In all reality, but that would definitely be under the counter. because the Holy Church definitely looks down on such things. They don't like people altering themselves.
Potions of giant size.
Tremendous.
Defective. All right. Well, in any case, I get 2 flasks to stopper up the like 2 potions that I made.
Does he test these potions on himself for ethical reasons, like all good scientists?
Probably.
QA is for suckers.
I don't ask questions. I just do whatever I'm told. Okay.
Oh my god. That's terrible. Okay. All right. So you exit the tower, and I'm assuming you go on your way then.
Yeah, I should actually probably, lock up the tower as much as possible, and I don't know if there's anything.
You board the window so no one can throw rocks through it.
Yes, I'll probably put a sign like out to lunch, be back in 2 months.
Amazing.
All right, yeah.
So you're gonna put like question mark on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So so I'm assuming you're going to look for transportation then?
How far away is it? If it's just a couple towns over, I'll probably just walk.
I think that would be reasonable. Yeah, you could probably walk there in like a day or 2.
Yeah, all right. I got a quarterstaff and a fairly light backpack.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to be that dangerous. Okay, so who wants to go next, Dev or Kimaros?
I'll go.
All right, Dev. So you're in your very fancy estate. There are lowly peasants in the fields harvesting the lettuce for your markets. You look down upon these unwashed peasant masses, and I guess maybe look in satisfaction as you see the truly well ordered way of things. Is that a accurate?
I use divine sense to see if any of them are heretics in disguise.
All right. So, divine sense has a range of 60 feet. So, are you going to go out to be within range of some of these peasant workers?
Yes.
Very well. All right. So you go out in front of worker Edna and worker Bob as they are tilling the fields, and they look to you and they say, "Oh, good morning, my lord. What brings you here? What brings you here?"
Just checking for heretics.
They cross themselves. Well, you're not going to find any here, so you're using divine sense?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you get from the divine sense that that Edna and this other man, whose name I forget because I made up these names in like 5 seconds, you see that they have truly accepted Gunther into their hearts and all of the religious teachings.
Divine sense only protects undead, celestials, and fiends.
Yes, but this is a special divine sense.
All right. In that case, I guess I just say carry on.
Very well. They go back to work, and they work for some reason way more industriously than you saw when you were looking out the window. But after you see them doing their good work, there is a messenger that comes forward, and he with a very fine mustachio, he says, "Greetings, my lord. It seems I have a letter for you."
I use divine sense on him too.
He hasn't prayed 5 times a day. He is only praying twice a day.
Are people who only pray twice a day a heretic?
Well, they're not exactly a heretic, but you would question their commitment to the Lord.
I draw my sword.
Whoa! What is the meaning of this, my lord?
Your lack of faith disturbs me.
All right, make an intimidation check.
Just a minute. Gotta find that one.
Oh God.
Do I have advantage?
Sure. Sure, you're armed and he isn't.
I roll a 24 after modifiers.
Yeah, so he pisses his pants and then he just gets on his knees and bows down to you and he says, I will repent, and I'll do 15 Hail Marys, and he's blubbering. He's like, oh, please don't kill me. I'll truly redeem myself in the eyes of the Lord.
See that you do, son.
Very well. And then he just leaves the letter on the ground, just runs away. You guys are so hostile to NPCs. All right. Do you pick up the letter?
I pick up the letter and read it.
Okay. All right. Just let me pull it up. All right. Dear Mr. Feld, I hope this letter finds you well. I am filled with grief to hear of the savage murder of the good priest Anton of Torino, and wait in suspense for justice to be met. I have no jurisdiction over the cantons, which brings me to the purpose of my correspondence. I, Arlen of Beckland, do hereby deputize one Niklaus of the House of Feld, as acting inquisitor for the duration of the Anton of Torino case. The authority granted allows you to compel witnesses to testify, arrest people for not complying with the investigation, and allows you to seize property of suspected offenders as evidence in your investigation. Please remember that any actions you take as acting inquisitor reflect on the Beckland chapter of the Inquisition as a whole. We of the Inquisition wish you good fortune. Now, by the grace of Gunther, see that justice is done. Head to the city of Isengrim and enter the court of Irvin von Meiser X for further instructions. Sincerely, Arlen.
Yes, because this couldn't go bad at all, right?
I resolve myself to find the heretics and kill them.
Amazing.
Also, could you send me that in Discord chat? I didn't catch all of it. Or
Okay.
at least I couldn't write it down fast enough.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll copy paste it.
Thank you.
Oops, that's not it. It's on the page above. Copy.
You guys made me hostile to that NPC. You literally said he's from the government that I hate, and he's here to help me.
He is, though. He's here to help you. All right, here you go. All right, so your character is Kimenos, right?
Yep. Well, Kaimenos, but yeah, that's fine. Either way.
Sorry.
Nah, no big deal. It's all the same.
All right, so what kind of places does Kaimenos like to hang out in his day-to-day when in the city of Isengrim?
He kind of doesn't. He's very much a loner. So if not, at most, he might be at a bar or at an inn, I guess, or sleeping since he does most of his work at night.
Yeah, so you're Yeah, I'd say right about now, let's say it is nightfall has come, the full moon is out. People are mostly indoors, and you're in the process of casing a house in one of the middling districts to see if it's to see if there's any valuables. You're kind of checking the front lawn. This one you're thinking doesn't have enough disposable income. It's not there's not enough valuables outside of the property, so you give up on that house and you go to another one. The next house has a little bit more disposable income, but there seems to be a much more high quality property there. You're all right, yeah. So you're casing different houses. You're wearing probably like a long brim hat to like cover up your horns. Your tail is like wrapped around your waist, so you look like a normal human.
I think that's my tail.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, and but after you're done casing those houses, finding one that is very good to that will be very good to burglarize once they go on vacation during one of the high holidays. You cut across an alley, and you immediately almost bump into a very large, brutish figure in front of you.
So he's like standing right dead in front of me?
Yeah, it's basically you round the corner, and then like 5 feet in front of you, there's this like very large, brutish man with several scars all over his face.
My rapier comes out, and the point is under his chin.
Yeah, once you do that, he doesn't flinch. We have business to discuss.
I do not know you.
Someone you do know has a favor to call in.
Then what is the password?
He gives you the password. I don't know what the password is.
It's peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
The password should be pass.
He says, password, and his eyebrows raise up. No.
The tip of the rapier now pricks his skin and draws a little bit of blood.
All right, fine. Jokes aside, and then he gives you the password.
All right, the rapier comes away from his skin, but it's still pointed right at him.
Follow me. He turns around and he indicates a more secluded location.
All right, I put the rapier away, but I put my hand on one of my daggers, ready to be thrown.
If it makes you feel more safe, you're welcome to it. And he goes around the corner.
I follow at a little bit of a distance, and I peek around the corner before I do. Now, what do I see when I peek around the corner?
You see a small trash fire in this area, and he takes a pouch out of his pocket, and he places it gently in the corner, and he turns to you and he tells you, "You'll know what to do once you read the letter. Anyway, buddy, I gotta bounce. I got other messages to deliver. See us later." And he immediately jumps up and grabs the edge of a. He gets in between the two of the buildings. That kind of does the pressure to move up, and he starts running through rooftops.
I glance at the trash can fire and go, I didn't realize we were in Minneapolis. No, I walk over and I actually kick the bag once.
Nothing happens. When you kick it, it immediately flies into the wall. It's very light.
All right, I bend over and pick it up and open it.
Yeah, there's a single letter inside with a very familiar handwriting. It's very jagged. It's very poor, but you've read this enough to where it's just barely legible, and you're able to read it. So it says the following: It wasn't an easy business clearing those muggins from that record of yours, and I think it's about time you scratch your brother's back for once. Seems some goons I'm gonna just cut the accent. So it was an easy business clearing those muggings from that record of yours, and I think it's about time you scratch your brother's back for once. Seems some goons sent a man of faith 6 feet under, and we don't know who did it. It ain't the Wolford Pickmen, the Roughskin Gang, or the Sylvan Fists. I need to find out. I need you to find out who the perps were, and who they're working for. The mystery is causing quite a stir in the underworld. Do this, and we're even. Also, burn the fucking letter immediately this time. I don't want to change my name and face again. Sincerely, a friend.
I just shake my head and go, damn it, hire a friggin' scribe, you cheapskate. And then I toss it in the nearby garbage fire.
Yep. And once you have tossed it in the garbage fire, a little halfling peeks around the corner, and he says, "Follow."
As soon as he peeks around the corner, I throw the knife.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
Don't sneak up on a rogue. That would be... Oops. And that's plus my dex, correct? So...
Yep, your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity.
That'd be 18.
Okay, you head roll damage.
Oh, no, not a d20, stupid. That'd be my d8. Six.
Okay, so you immediately throw the dagger at this halfling, and it goes right through his throat. He drops over dead.
I've run up and drag him into the alley so nobody sees him.
Okay. There's a bit of a trail of blood.
This is why you should burn him.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm dragging him towards the trash can fire. So
Okay.
All right, you're gonna throw this halfling in fire.
first, I'm gonna check him. I'm gonna check him over. I'm gonna see if he's carrying anything.
All right. Well, there's probably there's a note on him that says bring Caminos to the bring Caminos to the guard precinct.
Well, shit. Oh well. I dump him in the trash fire.
All right. So what do you do?
I'll actually climb up onto the roofs and make my way towards wherever this is, across the rooftops.
All right. So are you trying to be stealthy about this?
Yes.
All right. Give me a stealth roll.
Okay. Crap. All right. That's... okay. Got it. That would be a dirty 20.
Yeah. So So one of the things you have noticed from like the first time you started climbing up rooftops is just how almost no one ever looks above them, and just how easy it is to sneak past them. It's almost, whenever you think about it, it's almost terrifying how unaware most of these people are to your presence. Like, you just feel like you just dropped a knife. Almost no one would notice before they died. But
It's like throwing pennies off the Empire State Building.
exactly. You eventually make your way to the precinct where there seems to be a man, specifically in the back, the back entrance, who is looking left and right, and he's tapping his foot really nervously.
Okay. I maneuver myself so that I am above him and looking down at him.
All right. So once he spots you, he immediately flinches, but he says, "Yes. Good evening, sir. The Lord has some business with you. I believe you are contracted out by one of his unorthodox associates."
What's my name?
I believe. What would be like an alias you would go by?
Well, no, I was just because they went out after Kaimenos, so I'm wary enough that unless he's going to specifically say who I am, so that I know he knows, he's expecting me. Yeah. Otherwise, he could just be running his mouth to try to keep from having me murder him.
Yeah. That would be Mr. Kaimenos.
Where am I supposed to be meeting him?
You're supposed to be meeting him in the Lord's estate with the others.
Through that door? Through this door?
Well, this is where we're sending a shipment. He does little air quotes with his fingers. Of course, we couldn't be doing this in the open. It would look really bad.
I just stare at him.
We're going to smuggle you into the estate.
Still just staring at him.
Some sweat beads are dripping down his face. Do you require any more accommodations?
I drop down right dead in front of him.
He flinches again.
Fine, lead the way.
All right. And he opens the door, and he is going to be unbelievably, very incredibly respectful, and just seeing to your every need, to the point where it's getting annoying.
Well, my thing is, Kaimenos would be rather wary of the fact that he's not asking what happened to the messenger they sent.
Well, you want to do an insight check?
Sure.
The messenger was a halfling. They're half off.
What's that?
Insight is wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. Okay, so I don't get anything from that. Okay. 19. Ooh.
Yeah. So he's absolutely terrified. Just the fact that he's even in this position, and he's starting to think, maybe it was part of the plan for the messenger to die. So there's like no culpability, and he himself thinks that, oh fuck, I'm fucked. Like he thinks he's gonna die after this is over. So he's having this like existential crisis right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep following them until we get to wherever we're supposed to go.
All right. So yep. So you So he tells you that in this there's a pile of crates in the carriage with the green basically the green leather covered wagon with the green tarp over it. And there is there's a space within it, essentially, like a hidden compartment within it that you can hide in.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna look in there and make sure there's nothing inside.
Yeah. So give me an investigation check.
17.
Yeah. So all of these crates are filled with incense and lavender and different different herbs that can mask a scent.
I look over at the guy who's been who brought me in here, and I go, is there like a secret or something that maybe your employer is hiding in a closet? Lavender?
Well, he has a wife,
Good cover.
Look, it's not my place to question the Lord's ideas.
Hey, you know what? I don't really care.
Right, very
Each their own. I don't care.
All right. So you enter the totally not gay area.
Now, is he still with me, or is he like leaving?
Yeah, he's leaving.
Okay. As he turns to go, I just kind of sneer and say, "By the way, your little messenger, I fired him," and then proceed to hide or whatever it is I'm supposed to do.
All right, you hide. Yep. All right. So then, after you hide, this guard exits the house. Sorry, the precinct, and in what is a complete tragedy, he dies in a murder gone wrong.
Actually, dying is exactly what a murderer is supposed to do. Okay, it doesn't go wrong if he dies.
Sorry, he dies in a robbery gone wrong.
Well, it could be a murder gone wrong if they were trying to murder another guy.
True enough.
That's true, yeah. But anyway, he dies in a robbery gone wrong. By a complete coincidence. Very tragic.
Dumbass.
All right, and you are transported to the estate. So this is where we're going to begin. So the four of you, through very different means, are brought into different rooms in the estate, and
I just walked.
Yep. Well, yeah. Like you would walk over there, and then people would like greet you at the gate, and then like let you in. But they would assign you to different rooms. So one thing is that just upon seeing how Niklaus is just dressed to the nines, as all good gentrymen are, he doesn't have to deal with this. But unfortunately, the servants in the house do not see the other three of you as presentable to see.
So I forgot to tell you, but right before we started, I changed my character name to something I could actually pronounce.
Oh, okay. What's his name?
It's Ezekiel McDonald now.
Okay. So so Ezekiel McDonald is dressed to the nines, so he does not have to go through this. But unfortunately, it seems that the servants wish that the other three of you be put in clothes that are much more presentable before the nobility.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Caminos.
I'm a nice taste.
So,
Because I'm a peasant doesn't mean I'm not a...
How many NPCs am I supposed to be killing before we even get started?
All right, so there's a serving maid who tells you that you're going to need to be dressed more presentable before you.
Are we all here right now?
Yes, but you are in different rooms.
So who is the serving maid talking to?
To Caminos right now.
All right.
Yeah, because the other two agreed. So what do you say to this lady?
I pull out one of my daggers and start cleaning my nails.
All right, so she's going to slowly leave, and another person's going to come in. You probably intimidate them out, and then eventually they're going to bring you forward in front of the Lord. All right, so
apparently the Lord has dogs.
Oh yeah, he has several very large hounds. They're all these very large black Doberman hounds. From Monty Burns' mansion.
By the way, have I had a long rest since the last interval? Since I got the message?
You would have been able to have a short rest because unfortunately I am doing one of the optional rules in the DMG where a short rest is 8 hours and a long rest is a week.
Oh damn!
A long rest is a week?
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal rule. But yeah,
gotta spend that spell wisely.
Exactly.
Huh. So instead of getting 5 lay on hands per day and 5 divine sins per day, I only get like 5/7 per day.
Essentially. Well, it really depends because because there's different time frames for everything, and it's mostly just because when we have long rest being an hour, it makes it so there's literally no way to essentially have a buildup of damage with players. Because otherwise it's just they go to sleep and then just basically you have your party immediately just completely battered and everything, and then they get a good night's sleep and they're completely fine and all their wounds are healed and all their spells are back. It just it's not good for immersion. If you guys don't want that rule, then we can.
Can we have medium rest or something so we don't get full health recovery, but we can still get some spells back?
Yeah, I think we could do something like that.
Yeah, I see that being pretty brutal to spellcasters.
Yeah. How about So how about the medium rest is basically you can regain basically some of your hit dice, and you can spend hit dice, and then you can roll 1 hit dice in spell slots, and you can regain that many. Would that work for a medium rest?
Or we could just do what uses the short rest rules for hit dice recovery and the long rest rules for spell recovery.
Yeah, I think we could do that. All right. So I would say by this point you probably would have your divine sense back.
All right.
All right. So you are all brought before the Lord, and from disparate groups, and you see this royal court before you, and
I've got permanent bitch face on.
Yeah, as you see the extravagance of government overreach, you see these you see all these nobles.
All these motherfuckers are pissing me off.
Wearing very ornate clothes with jewels inlaid, and you see some very fat clergy members.
I've got an unlit cigar in my mouth too.
Yep. That is glorious.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's anybody nearby who would be easily pickpocketed then if all this finery is around?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give me a perception check.
All right, that is plus d20 plus because I'm proficient, so it's +2. So okay.
I would also like to do a perception check.
Yes, perception checks.
All right, both of you can do perception checks. Let me just
18.
All right, so there. All right,
I rolled a 13 after mods.
Okay, yeah. So, for you, Dev, that's not going to be enough. But for Caminos, you do see an opportunity. So there is one of the older gentlemen who is he's a bigger gentleman, let's just say. But he's currently sleeping out of the crowd. He's not really being noticed because he's kind of at the edge, and it's kind of leaned forward a little bit, and his family necklace is not family, but his little Guntherite crucifix necklace is hanging.
Okay, so if I try to pickpocket him, then
so you would need a distraction, but if you could get a distraction going, then you could swipe this.
I don't really trust anyone enough to ask him for a distraction.
All right.
Are there any serving people walking around?
They don't have to know that. They don't have to know that you're that they're causing a distraction.
Ask me if someone's a heretic.
Yeah, but how would I? That's metagaming, man. How would I know that you would do something like that? I lean over to the nearest guy that looks like he's married, and I say, "That guy across the room over there, he was just making eye contact with your woman's fun bags."
All right, give me a deception check.
Now for a perception check, what do I need to roll? Is that a D6 plus my...
What? Oh, no. I said a deception check.
Oh, deception for me?
Yes,
All right.
because you're tricking him.
I am efficient as well. It's only a 13.
Well, just
Well,
remember,
I'm going to be rolling his insight, and let's actually see what his insight is. So,
Okay.
All right. Just give me 1 second.
Just remember, I'm a noob.
He
So
rolled
I'm
a
not,
3, so he's like, "That's completely outrageous!" And he looks at that man and he says, "You, sir, you have dishonored my wife. I challenge you to a duel." And they start arguing. It's like, "Oh, you can't challenge me to a duel. You don't have any just cause." And they start arguing. So you're gonna make that sleight of hand?
Yep.
Now, how do I roll a perception check for that?
That
it'll depend on what his sleight of hand is, and because you're not actively looking for it, so it would go off of your passive perception.
My
17.
perception is 14.
All right.
So yeah. All right. So what did you get?
I got a 17.
All right. Well, Dev, you will see him swipe this.
And did you say it was a religious item?
Yes.
I draw my sword and use divine sense.
So Camino, how dedicated to our Lord and Savior Gunther is Caminos?
Not.
Yeah, so you get a you get a fedora indicator.
Fedora indicator.
He's not an atheist.
Above him.
He's not an atheist.
Oh, okay.
I don my shield as well, point my sword at Caminos, and yell, "Repent, heretic!"
I laugh.
All right. Yeah. So as you say this, the nobleman who's at the front says, "Ah, nonsense, nonsense! There is no time for this right now. We can discuss whether or not he is a heretic much later."
Wait. Did my divine sense pick up anything from the guy he was robbing?
Probably.
Well, was he a heretic or not?
Oh, the sleeping guy. He is. I don't know. He's kind of he's kind of here and there. He's moderately religious. But he's mostly tired. All right. So the let me see. Yep. So the So you see this man in front of you. It's like, "Oh, enough of this. If you don't remember, there's a reason why I brought you all here." He kind of looks at you, Caminos, and he's like,
Can I make a persuasion check to convince him that heretics are more important?
Yeah, please try to persuade this gentleman.
Is there a lit candle
I
somewhere
rolled a
around?
natural 1. It's a 7 after mods.
Did you roll a nat 1? Seriously?
I did.
Sir, your very assertion that this very fine man in front of me is a heretic is just a completely goes into the face of the religious tolerance and freedom that we have within our society. Shame on you, sir. You, sir, are a bigot. I can't believe you would say something in my presence. And he kind of makes this gesture, and then
I think he might be a heretic. I used divine sense on him.
So he is a political opportunist. You get that from your divine sense. But anyway, he says it like, I can't believe this. Cease this strange behavior at once. Look, we have very important business. Some people who are much more severe heretics, probably in your view. Yes. So I believe you all have received the message.
I sheath my sword, but keep my shield out.
Put that away. I'll find another Inquisitor.
I already put the sword away.
Doff of the shield, boy.
I make
no
another
need.
persuasion check that I should be able to keep my shield.
All right,
Hey,
you
Pump
make
is
I got
asshole.
16.
You need your shield out.
All right.
I walk over to like a candle, light my cigar, and just sit on one of the tables or something.
Yep, you sit at one of the tables. There's
I came here to solve a murder, not a.
yeah, there's a nun like reading a story to like a friggin' story to a 3-year-old.
I blow smoke in her face.
She pulls out a cigarette of her own and asks you.
I help her light it with my cigar.
Yeah, she thanks you and starts smoking.
Fine tobacco.
Amazing. I can't believe how much it's priced. It's terrible.
Hell, that's what happens when you let bureaucrats and keep the prices.
All right. So as you're saying that, oh yeah. By the way, guys, I posted the image.
Oh, jeez, I forgot that I was
Is
muted.
it in the Discord?
I do not see an image in Discord.
Oh, there we go. Yes, this, the nobleman is in front petting his dog, and he is just like he's like, well, I'm not exactly surprised that this isn't very that you're not being very cooperative with one another, but still, it seems you're going to have to learn how to get along in this group. You see, I could have sent my guards out into the countryside to investigate this case, but I am not a tyrant. And I know how that would look in front of a lot of people. That
chuckle.
is why I gathered people from all the several classes. That is why you will be investigating it. Because most of you are not, you're not the government.
So you want the illusion of not acting on this. Okay, gotcha.
Well, look, if it's a lot better than me sending in guards, okay?
Can we roll insight to see his true motives?
All right, give me an insight check.
I got 12.
Now, how do I roll that? What is that?
It's your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency bonus if you have insight.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got 3, so I got no idea what he's talking about.
I do have insight, so that would be 4, and it would be my wisdom modifier, so +2, so it would be 6 plus 6.
Yeah. So you, Alexander, you're just like, oh my gosh, this guy has such noble motives. He wants to preserve tribal autonomy.
I salute him.
Yeah. So you salute him. Kaminos, he just seems to be supporting tribal autonomy. Who had the 12?
I did.
Yeah, there's probably some like different political motive behind why he's doing it this way. It got real quiet. Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to ask what happened.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, well...
My thing just keeps muting. Whenever my dog started barking, I muted and just kind of got in the habit of staying muted.
I apologize for their... Okay, so... Yeah, so he starts droning on about the speech of how, unity between the different classes and how he's gathered, people from all the different classes of society. And while it is unfortunate that a fine stock gentryman will have to work with we'll have to work with the lower peoples, it must be done in order to see that true and swift justice is met upon these terrible, tragic, these terrible heathens who have killed several children. So terrible. And he's driving some of the nobles to tears, and it's all so terrible. So he he tells you that he tells you basically where the orphanage is, and hey mom, how's it going? Good. I'll quiet down. Yeah. So he tells you that so there is an orphanage that has been burnt to the ground. It is in downtown Isengrim, and that he has put guards in a perimeter around the area. He's given you several powers in your investigation. He specifically, however, he would like that these suspects be brought back alive, so that we can hold some enhanced interrogation to make sure that they reveal all of their conspirators before we duly and justly execute them.
I just look bored.
After completing this quest, I will give each of you 200 gold pieces and a personal favor.
I roll insight on his request to bring them back alive. I got a 13.
He definitely wants them back alive, but you do get the feeling that he wouldn't be too sad if they were dead, but he does prefer them alive.
Dead it is.
Glorious. All right, so he's giving you very wide-ranging powers in your investigation. One of them is the ability to seize assets from people if they do not cooperate, as a deterrence from non-cooperation in the investigation. And a lot of wide range of powers. You can arrest people for not cooperating. Use enhanced interrogation if they're very unproductive, if they're very unreasonable. But basically, just about any method in order to get this done. He does say though that that you should say that you're working for the government whenever you're talking to people, at least in the city, for that part of the investigation.
So, can I roll insight to see how amenable he would be to extending our powers to target all heretics?
Please roll an insight check.
5, natural 1.
Oh, you think that he would just absolutely love just purging all of the heretics that you could find?
All right, I roll persuasion. 25.
Oh shit! Well, you have convinced him. He's like, well, I assume heretics are just as dangerous to our civil society as these murderers. You see.
Excellent.
So yes. So if you do
I
find,
tell him I am always glad to see faith in someone from someone in his position.
He crosses himself in front of you.
God damn it. Did that exit me out as soon as I rolled that on my...
Oh, that's terrible. All right, I'll just...
No, I just rolled it on... Did it roll for on the thing, and it... Don't tell me that every time I use this, it's going to exit me out.
Okay, I won't tell you.
No, I don't know why it hiccup. It must have been just a hiccup because I just rolled again and it didn't cause any problems.
Well, I don't know what's going on with your computer. Yep.
Oh, it's a phone. Technology hates me. I don't know.
All right. So Caminos, did you add that crucifix necklace to your character sheet?
Oh, I'm still puffing on my cigar, walking down.
Yeah, so they would give you the terms. Now it's expanded to also purging heretics that you find. and immediately sending them to the government for re-education.
I
don't
just
see
made a
anything's
note that
gonna
I
go
have.
wrong here.
Huh?
Nothing's going to go wrong here. This is a great strategy.
You were so persuasive, Ezekiel. Is that your character's name now?
Yes.
Ezekiel, you are so convinced that he tells you to meet with with one of his associates after this mission is over. He has great ideas on how to increase the efficiency on discovering heresy.
Excellent. I'm very pleased.
Amazing. Yep. So he's just gonna go over all the different things, and it gets to very boring, ridiculous minutia about regulations here and there. Alexander, it's awful. Yeah. Are you gonna fall asleep? Yeah. So I guess Alexander falls asleep with a cigar in his mouth.
Actually, that was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Kaminos, someone is going to tap you on the shoulder while a lot of this is going on and everybody's distracted.
Dagger to the throat. Not like a full-on attack, just like a watch who you're touching.
So is this like a reflex? Because you realize where you are.
Well, anytime I'm taking, anytime there's a surprise, I instantly respond with that.
Yeah.
Just kind of like with the first messenger that I put my rapier up to his throat. Yeah. I'm doing the same thing here, but with a dagger, so because it's a little tighter space. So.
Yeah. So this man is going to he's going to whisper to you. There was no other way to get your attention in this matter. There is something that will need you specifically to do. And the others cannot know.
I'm listening.
Right. So if there are any officials that know that find any details about this case that they shouldn't, make sure they die in a burglary gone wrong or kill themselves.
And why should I do that?
Because we will reward you quite handsomely if you do so.
I slide the dagger back away, but I'm still staring at him hard.
We will also completely clear your record.
I want that in writing now.
I will get it to you within the hour.
Fine, but nothing happens until that is in hand.
All right. So, he tells you that you will hear three taps on the table on this table. And he points to one of them. And when you hear that, there will be a note stuck right underneath it that will have everything in writing.
Very well.
Yeah. So he is going to.
I grab him as he turns to go.
All right.
By the shoulder.
Yes.
I need the little information you're going to add to my deal.
Right. What is it?
I am looking for the followers of Set.
I don't know where to find them yet. But while you're doing this, I can find everything within my power as the spy master of Lord Miser.
Fine. Be gone.
Have a nice day. And he slowly disappears into the shadows.
Right. At this point, I actually walk over to Ezekiel, the zealot.
All right.
I look at him. You seem to enjoy killing heretics.
I respond, I enjoy redeeming heretics.
Redeemed by the edge of the blade.
Sometimes death is the best redemption possible.
Well, then, I'm generally in a similar line of work myself. You see, I have a problem with those whom you would not only call heretics, but, they follow a false god. The god Set. I kill them where I find them.
Tell me more.
I can do you one better. How about you join me?
I accept, but on the condition we give them the chance to repent and follow the true God before killing them.
We shall see.
All right. So after about an hour,
This whole time I'm just either whenever the ruckus first broke out, I probably went to the corner and just got rocked back and forth.
you did what back and forth?
Just rocking back and forth whenever there was a outbreak of commotion the first time.
Okay.
So it sounds like everything's calming down now. So I'm just asking. Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for orders.
All right. So so basically most of what's been going on is a lot of very boring procedural shit, like a bunch of different little rituals that a lot of you don't seem to understand.
Oh, but I'm taking minutes.
Huh?
I'll take minutes.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
I'm writing down what's happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you see all these different rituals, like someone's handling a snake, and in order to go through this kind of obscure reference you see in the holy book, there's different showman type of things that all seem completely necessary and very very expensive. Very
I
intricate.
roll perception.
All right.
I got 15.
All right. What are you looking for?
Anything odd about the ceremony?
Through your give me a religion check.
Where's religion? I don't know if I can roll it since I don't have proficiency.
You can. It's just you don't get any bonuses aside from your intelligence.
Oh, I see. All right, I got a 10.
So wait, what's your bonus to your religion check?
-1.
So you're looking for heresy, but you have no idea about your religion. That is great.
Yes.
All right, so you rolled a 10. Well, nothing seems to be heretical at all. It's just all above board.
Excellent.
Can I roll a perception check too?
Sure.
See if there's anything strange going on here. I got 11.
Well, there is a lot of things being passed between people and between different nobles here and there that they're kind of not so very sneakily passing it, but they are passing some mysterious things around and trading them as this is going on. After about an hour of this, Kamenos, you do hear the 3 taps.
Okay, I, not very stealthily, take a swig out of a flask I have in my hip pocket, and then make my way over to the table.
Nice.
Okay, and then I find this note.
Yep.
Now I'm going to read it now. And I need to know, does it cover everything that they said plus?
Yep. It has everything in writing.
Okay. And actually signed and sealed though, and not just a piece of paper?
It is sealed.
Okay. All right. I tucked that away inside my coat. Like I put it away so that it's safe.
Nice. All right. Jack, you do have someone that comes up to you. This man looks incredibly familiar to Kamenos, and is wearing a completely different garb, and he tells you. He looks at you and he says, Good note taking, eh? You find any of this interesting? Jack?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, so this the spy master comes up to you, dressed as one of the nobles, and he says, taking notes, I see.
Well, I have no idea what else to do, so I'm getting clues. Maybe.
Well, I tend to find that I do strange things when I have idle hands. But it seems that there is something that you are very interested in.
What is he coming on to him?
And just the music plays. No. he says I understand that somebody is unjustly in prison, that you are looking to get out.
Yes, that would be my my master. I need to give him a name, but yes.
That's the challenge I've been working with. I'm just like, so I just say, a certain inmate, because he didn't come up with a name. Yeah.
But we've
he
done
says
all that we need to do for the Mages Guild and to stay in good standing with the lords of the realm.
You might want to look into the Becker family. Sorry, I messed up. The Booker family.
All right, writing that down.
That is the only favor I can give right now. I will give you more information if you complete this quest.
Well, that was the idea.
Well, there's only so much that the Lord is willing to give to you, because unfortunately, just between you and me, he doesn't really all that much care what any of you want as long as the job is done. If you get the meaning here. Most of his promises are rather empty.
No, I don't get what you mean at all.
Right. Okay. So this whole thing is a piece of propaganda that he's using to expand his power. The idea is that if we're putting up a united front against this terrible crime, then he can use this as precedent in the future to show just how great it is when all of the different social classes, the gentry, the city folk, the tribesmen, and the nobles, all coordinating with each other to defeat a common problem. You see the type of precedent he's trying to create there.
No. Do you want us to solve the arson, correct, and the murder?
Yes.
All right.
Well, yes, we obviously want to do that. I'm just saying that he is not really one to keep promises right now, which is why I am setting a little deal on the side, let's just say.
Well, all I need to know is that one of the lords of the realm has commissioned me to do something, and it shall be done.
Very well. And seeing that you are a Boy Scout, he is going to mysteriously disappear into the shadows.
I'm also probably really too autistic to understand what he's saying.
Oh, that shit! You can't get subtlety.
Yeah, you can't do subtlety with my character.
Well, that's bad for a spy master. All right. I do think that's hilarious. All right. So, eventually the rituals do end, and he does say, "Right now, it is time for all of us to wish these fine heroes a great journey." And he once the second he commands this, they all just start clapping in unison.
I started walking out before just as he started to talk.
Amazing. Yep, you do so. Yeah, but like North Korea, they are all clapping in unison, very creepily.
Okay. The one guy that came to talk to me really wasn't making a whole lot of sense, so I'm doing a perception check on him.
I think it would be insight to see what he wanted.
All right. So that would be a 12.
All right. So you can get from his like very unsubtle hints that had to get more unsubtle. That basically the Lord Irvin von Miser, he's not exactly he's probably not going to do much with the favors.
I did get that much, but like this whole spy master guy, should I go ahead and like trust him, or should I put everything that he says with little like asterisks?
He's definitely doing a lot of doublespeak, and he definitely has his own like motives here.
Okay.
He's probably trying to get you in debt so that he can get a favor out of you in the future.
Okay, so I can go ahead and just put asterisks on everything that he tells me.
Yeah.
Trust me, I picked that up. Just need to make sure my character did.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So you've all been given your briefings, and you leave as the deer leader is getting applauded simultaneously by all of the nobles at court, who just so happen to have just very friendly guards while behind them, as they are genuinely applauding their dear leader. So yeah, this is where your little investigation is going to start.
As we step out and like the door closes behind us, I assume we're all like grouped together at this point.
Yep.
Someone needs to start that house on fire right now. Burn it to the ground. What? I'm traveling with all of you, and none of you have a fire cantrip?
Oh no, I totally do. Who do you want me to set on fire?
I just turn and walk away.
I roll insight to figure out who we wanted to set on fire. I got a 6.
He wants to set the world on fire. He's a teenager raging against the world.
Look, I have burning hands. I can't set the whole world on fire.
Then just start with that house, I call as I walk away.
True Grade, you've been pretty quiet. What's going on?
Well, I have to wait for everyone to leave the house before I can set the house on fire.
No, you all need to die.
I'm for setting that on fire. I totally agree with setting that thing on fire. Everyone in that building needs to die.
I roll persuasion to convince him that he should not set the whole world on fire, and I roll a 10.
So that means I get to. I don't even think that's gonna like.
Oh no! Oh yeah! Players have like basically if you're like you can lie to a player, but like persuasion that just depends on what the player faces.
So we don't use skill checks in party interactions.
So what is that? What would I have to use to
compelling checks unless it's a spell? Because it tends to not be a good thing where it's basically I intimidate, I roll intimidate on the other character to make them do a thing, and then it's like, oh, I succeed, and then it's like the DM's like, well, I guess your character does a thing. It's not exactly.
I was gonna say if that was like a con, my passive con is 15. You would have failed anyway.
I mean, that's kind of what I figured, since I didn't even get the insight check right. I wasn't trying to persuade you about the right thing.
Hey, I mean, you were able to persuade them, though, to give you, like, very wide-reaching authority to friggin' to arrest people for heresy.
Yes, that worked surprisingly well.
Well, that's a 25 for you. You succeeded on a very hard check.
Was that a nat 20 with like
it was
modifier?
A natural 19, and I have a +6.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he got exactly what he needed to succeed on that. It's amazing. All right, guys. So what are you doing after discussing burning that entire royal court down?
That's still a possibility, right?
I'm still solidly of the opinion that we should wait until everyone has vacated the premises.
We should go to the crime scene and check that out.
I'm
you just hear me grinding my teeth, and I pull out my flask again.
I'm positive it's against the fire code to set a building on fire with people in it.
Okay, Kaminos, you engage in self-medication?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Lord of the Pit, I'm going to need this.
I just drop the cigar butt now and start walking towards the crime scene.
Did he even tell us where the crime scene is?
Yeah, he told you that the orphanage was in downtown Isengrim.
I'm guessing that's the town that we are in as well.
Yeah, it's in the city that you're in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the poorer area of town.
What time is it right now?
Right now it's about like noontime.
Okay. Well,
they didn't invite you guys for lunch.
I'm used to that.
Well, because you're a bunch of, dirty peasants. So
Well, I don't actually want to be in this weird place, anyways. So I'm going to go to the orphanage.
Well, you have a carriage with like a very special name.
The what?
That goes to that goes to a port, that goes to a mysterious island. Don't worry about it.
So, I'm a little confused. Are we still just outside of the mansion?
Yes.
Yeah, you just went outside of the mansion.
I'm walking to the orphanage now.
I'm going there too because I literally have nothing else to do.
Well.
All right. Well, hey, I mean, you could set the mansion on fire. I mean, that's always an option. But all right.
Along the way, I roll perception to see if I see anything related to the case on the path. I got a 16.
All right. So as you're going along the path, you do see some unsavory types, and they seem to be basically people that seem to be very rough. Multiple scars here and there. There are some drow, there's some drow, some elves, and they all seem to be eyeballing Kaminos. And whenever you look their way, they immediately duck into different alleyways.
I roll insight to see what they're doing. I got a natural 1.
They are just curious bystanders, and they're all very good Christian lads that are just doing their civic duty to inform themselves of current events.
I carry on towards the orphanage.
All right. Okay, so there is a this block is basically almost completely basically walled off, I guess, by like different guards, and they're redirecting traffic at the moment. And once they see you, they immediately open a way so that you can get through. And once you do that, they're still complaining like, "Oh, this is outrageous! How come they get to cut through there?" And yada yada yada. And he just gets like, all right, sir, go get back to work.
I just say I'm working for the government, and I shake my hand at them.
Oh, that's great! The government is amazing. Absolutely, they're the greatest. I applaud you, sir, for working for our fine government.
I look at him like he's a fucking idiot.
I take yet another swig out of my flask. And then I'm going to roll perception to see if there's anything I notice, like right when we're getting there, that might help us.
All right, so the first thing you notice is that the first thing you notice is that the orphanage building was burnt down fully. It is like right down to like a little bit like basically right down to the floorboards at this point. The floor is stone, so it couldn't burn through that. But it is like complete cinders. You know, at least from your check, that there's no way that whoever did this could have done this by normally setting it on fire. They definitely had to use other methods.
Are we using the rule where if you work together on a skill check, the person with the highest bonus gets advantage?
Well, I know that you can use the help action to give another player advantage.
All right. Who has the highest perception bonus? I've got +4.
I got +6.
I've only got 4.
So I used the help action on Alexander for his perception check.
Now,
I'm +1.
so +1, so that would be not 78. Okay, 12. So that really didn't help much.
So what did you get?
I got a 12.
All right.
That was the highest?
Unless I'm rolling this wrong. I thought it was
Oh, with advantage, you roll twice and take the highest, right?
twice. So.
Mm-hmm.
What,
twice to the highest? No, it doesn't double your roll.
No, he gets to roll twice and then choose the higher of the two rolls.
Sorry, sorry. I misunderstood what you said. Don't worry about it. So what did you roll? What did you roll, Truegrave?
I rolled the 12. I even got lower that time. Unless I'm rolling wrong. I got 10.
All right. So with the 12, you will see that there's a little bit of smoke coming from an alleyway nearby the orphanage, and it does have a very strange smell to it.
Can someone still help me on my perception check for advantage, even though I help him?
Is this like a help conga line?
Yes.
Did you say a strange smell?
Yeah, it's a strange smell that Truegrave you pick up along with the smoke.
Can I roll an insight for that?
Sure.
Okay, let me get my roller of that back up. Okay. Nine.
It's just a weird smell.
Well, just a weird smell.
Are you going to let any of us know that you smell a weird smell?
I smell a weird smell.
Where's it coming from?
I have no idea. I start sniffing around.
All right.
I roll perception to find the weird smell. I got an 11.
You sniff a weird smell, and it seems to be in the direction of a certain alleyway.
Oh! I just rolled perception. Nat 20.
Okay, so someone is smoking cannabis in between those two buildings in that little alleyway.
Is cannabis against my religion?
It is the devil's lettuce, yes.
I draw my sword and my shield.
And I say, are you got to be freaking kidding me?
This is totally based.
I scream for the glory of Pence, and I execute a dash towards the person smoking cannabis with my sword drawn.
Okay, so you see a smelly homeless man living in a horse transporter crate, just sitting on a friggin' barrel, just smoking a joint, and then you immediately dart the corner with your weapon, and he freaks out and immediately falls over on his back.
I scream, "Repent, sinner!"
What do you?
And I roll intimidation. I got a 10.
Scoob, we've been found
Or
out.
actually, do I have advantage on intimidation?
Not with this guy for some reason. So
All
he
right.
says like, "What a I repented yesterday," and this 24-year-old homeless man just keeps smoking his joint.
Can I have advantage on an insight roll to disbelieve him?
Actually, before he goes into that, I just walk over to the guy and I sit down and I go, "Listen,
Yo,
I don't really give a flying shit what you're doing over here.
nice.
We gotta know, you know anything about what happened to this place? I mean, it's pretty obvious it burned to the ground. What's going on here?"
I know certain things, but my memory is a little bit hazy. Wonder if someone could clear it up a bit. And he kind of
I throw a gold coin at his foot.
And before he can pick it up,
I
put a
punch
knife
him
to
in the
his-
face.
I'd say I put a knife to his throat instead.
I pick up my gold coin.
So does all of this happen at the same time?
all right. You put your knife to his throat.
Yeah, like, how's that for clearing it up?
It's starting to get real clear, real quick.
Cold steel has that effect.
I know it's a very fine method. Maybe I should try some cold steel sometime. It's good with my headaches. So he says, all right. So I saw a figure last night. There was a guard outside the orphanage, as there always is. You got to protect the vulnerable in society. And a figure showed up to him, and he passed him something. And very soon after he left, the guard also left.
What's this guard's name?
I don't know. That's not really my business.
I'm gonna roll an intimidation check.
All
See
right.
if I can intimidate more information out of him.
I roll a persuasion check to convince him to repent. Never mind, I got a natural one.
I got 15.
Yeah, so to your thing, as you're trying to persuade him, like, why this guy's intimidating him, he's not paying attention to you because there's a devil man with a cold steel to his throat, so he's more focused on him. So he
Come on, man. Let off with the knife. Let's see what he wants.
right. So, what else could I tell you? Well, they there's a time frame when they give excess food to the poor. That's why I tended to stick around here. Now I'm just looking for a new spot. Unfortunately, I was kind of drunk at the time.
Not exactly shocking. And then I actually pull my flask out and take another nip.
If you don't stop drinking that, you're going to be like him.
I just have like that half-witted,
Hey,
why the hell do I care?
Hey,
Look.
I am very unique, stranger. No one's like me.
You're a fucking idiot.
He just laughs at that.
While all this is going on, I'm just like walking around the burnt orphanage, checking out what the neighboring buildings are.
All right. So
Is he still smoking the cannabis?
he never stopped.
I cut it out of his mouth with my longsword.
Okay, make a dexterity check for that.
Is that a under saving throw or what?
Make a dexterity check.
It's just Dex plus your modifier. So it's a D20 plus your modifier for Dex.
Oh, just the dex mod. I got a 7.
Okay.
You gotta say
So
something.
you're going to miss that pretty poorly. Please roll me an attack roll against him.
Oh no.
Okay, let me find my attack roll. Where's my longsword?
All right. So is that an attack roll or a damage roll?
An attack roll, because you might
Alright.
get it.
I roll a 20 after mod.
Okay, so roll damage.
6.
Okay, so instead of cutting off the cigarette, you accidentally he doesn't expect this or see this coming. You accidentally just cut off his nose and like a bunch of his face, and he bleeds out on the floor, screaming, and dies.
I put away my knife. Well, I guess I won't need this anymore.
I looked towards him. I said, "We're from the government, and we're supposed to help."
I walk over to Jack and start helping him look around.
I say I redeemed him. That was helping.
I take out some chalk and I do a little outline on his body.
Okay, you do that. Yeah. So there's a woman in the apartment, friggin' next, in the apartment next over, screaming her ears out.
Don't worry, we're on the case.
Okay.
Okay, I walk. How high up is she, or is she like on a ground level window?
She's in the next floor area over, so she's about like 12 feet.
I roll persuasion to convince her that it's all right because he was a heretic and I'm from the government.
So present me the argument before you roll.
So the Lord gave me the authority to hunt down heretics and to do whatever it took to force them to redeem. And the man refused to stop smoking the devil's lettuce.
All right.
So clearly, I had to take action.
All right, give me the roll.
11.
Yeah,
She is not convinced and continues to scream for the guards.
I look up at her and I'm gonna try an intimidation. I just literally, you didn't see anything. So ready and oh shit, only a 13.
Okay, so she's not going to throw something at you, but she is going to exit the building and go out the front and run towards one of the guards.
I follow her and roll intimidation.
Okay.
I got a 15, and this time I'm still using the same argument of.
I look at the other two
I'm with
and
the Lord. I'm with the local Lord and the government, but this time I have my sword pointed at her.
at this point, I actually look over at Jack and Alexander, and I'm just like, why don't we go to try to find the guard this guy was telling me about?
Yeah, let's go. This is getting pretty stupid.
Yeah. So we're just leaving, Ezekiel behind to try to.
Yeah. So
Somebody's got
So
to
once the
pull
guards,
that pole out of his ass.
So the guard is like, oh, a murderer, and then once he sees that you show up, Ezekiel, he says, I didn't see anything.
I say excellent, and I leave to follow the rest.
Right?
I still want to finish up at the area of the orphanage, though. It sounds like it's immediately adjacent to just nothing but tenements.
So Caminos, you remember the deal, right? No loose ends.
Huh?
Remember the deal. No loose ends. She's.
All right. I wait for her to go back into her apartment.
All right.
And I tell these guys, listen, why don't you go try to find this guard. Maybe I can, smooth things over here.
Okay.
I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
All right, and so I will go up.
I tell him I appreciate his dedication to the redemption of the peasantry.
And I go upstairs to her apartment.
All right.
But before you do all this, I do want to just finish up the loose ends I had with the orphanage. So, adjacent to it is nothing but tenements, correct?
Okay. So, yeah. So sorry about that, because Ezekiel distracted me by murdering a homeless man.
Yes.
This has just become the absolute murder adventure.
I mean, I was making a joke with one of my friends that you guys are like a bunch of murder hobos, but
I'm not a hobo. I'm a gentry.
Oh, okay. Well, you're I mean, you're a rootless merchant, so that's basically a hobo. All right. So so there's one apartment building, but basically there are three warehouses. There is an abandoned university, and there is a winery and a wine storage surrounding the so there's those buildings. There is a butcher's shop. So sorry about this. So basically the alley that you are in is between an apartment complex and a butcher's shop. And the orphanage has a little field around it, and around that field are the other buildings.
Apartments, warehouses, an abandoned university. That's strange.
Yep.
A winery and wine storage, one butcher shop.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as far as the burnt down, so it's totally burnt down. But was there like a basement? Was there anything left there? There
is a staircase that does go down that has been revealed by everything burning.
Is there anything like iron or anything that's still decent condition, like not completely ruined?
Give me an investigation check.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to use the dice bot. And gaming things. There we go. Roll. Dot roll. Well, I did well. 19 plus investigation, 24.
Okay, just gonna look at your little gaming things roll. Tremendous believe me. All right, so 24. Yeah, so with the 24, you will find multiple things. So for one, there is a what is it? One of the sacraments. Silver cups that seems to be in good condition. You might have to get rid of a lot of the dust, and might have to do some extensive cleaning. But you could get that preserved. There is a melted family pendant, but it's made out of silver, so you could get something for the metal. You're probably going to have to pry it off of the stone floor, though, because it's kind of melted to it.
I'll cast a mending spell on it.
Okay, I don't. Okay, you mend the pendant.
Get it back to its original condition.
All right. Yeah. So you see a little family pendant.
Oh.
It has if you open it, and there's a picture of a mom with her baby.
All right. Anything else?
There is the entrance to the basement. Other than those two things, most of the things you can find are just things that will crumple to dust the second you touch it.
Okay, I was just looking for anything, like maybe like iron tablet that said the Duke did it.
No, there is no iron plaque that says the Duke did a thing.
Okay, just checking. Okay. Anyways, I take those bits of evidence.
Nice.
And I was told we're all done here by the totally believable person that wants to talk to the lady. So I will go.
All right. So
I'll actually head to the abandoned university next.
Okay. So Kaminos, what do you do as you enter the apartment building?
I was gonna say, while they're all doing that, I have walked upstairs. I've pulled my rapier. It's kind of behind my back.
Yep.
And I walk up to her door and I knock.
All right. So a very small child opens the door. Who is it?
Where's your mother?
Mom! Someone's here. Close the door. And the little child tries to shut the door.
I put my foot in the door, but as the child turns around, I put my rapier away.
Okay. The child is going to run towards where her mother is.
Okay. I pull out the rather expensive amulet thing that I stole earlier,
Uh-huh.
and I toss it to her. This is to keep you quiet.
Intimidation check.
Let's see. What's my proficiency? I'm proficient in intimidation. Trying to see. Oh, okay. Got it. 18.
She nods very understandingly, and she says, "You won't hear a thing from me, not a thing." And she says a bunch of bullshit to her daughter about how actually, he was just dropping off this this thing that was this family heirloom. It belonged to my grandfather. Yada 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 yada.
As a matter of fact, why don't you go visit your grandfather forever? And then I kind of trying to give them the impression, move out of the city, get lost. Because
Yep.
I assume the amulet would be more than enough to
Yep.
purchase a life elsewhere.
Oh yeah. So by the way, you just threw a 900 gold piece amulet away. Congrats, it's great.
Well, I'm not killing a child.
You were going
I
to kill the
misread your
child?
character.
I don't kill kids.
Okay.
Like I said, my patron is very fair,
Okay.
and that's not fair. That's not cool.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Sorry. I thought your character was willing to do anything. I'm terrible. All right. So
No, I'm lawful evil, not chaotic evil.
oh, sorry. All right. So you exit the building.
Mm-hmm. And I join them.
All right.
We should go and check out that basement.
I follow to the basement, and I use a perception check on it.
All right. So as you
I
enter,
roll 17.
all right. Okay. So as you enter the basement, one of the things you realize is that it was surprisingly untouched by the fire.
I roll in perception test, and I only got a freaking 8, so I see nothing.
Yeah, you have no idea why this happened. It's just almost perfectly preserved. So as you go down, you notice that there are two specific rooms. So there is a room that says storage, and there's the room that you enter into. where there are several files and papers, and there are 2 ledgers specifically.
What skill do I roll to investigate the files?
Investigation.
I shouldn't roll that. I have a -1.
Okay.
Who has good investigation?
Oh, I'm excellent at it.
I yell for him to come down and read the files.
Read the paperwork, man. You don't know
Nerd, get
nothing.
over here. There are nerd things, you say.
Nerd things. Oh, I'm on it. Well, 8. Never mind.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
rolled
help
a
him to give advantage?
Sure.
All right, you can re-roll then.
Come on, Jack. You had one job.
No.
What did you roll this time?
Another 3, so that's still an 8.
Okay. So it just seems to be, it's just adoption papers and just, food records. It's nothing special about it. It's completely useless. And there's no externalities about any of these whatsoever, and nothing
All
you
right.
can do from them.
I roll an investigation check, and I get an 18.
Okay. All right. So with that, you notice specifically that all of the records stop at a certain date, which is presumably when the attack happened, because they couldn't be keeping records then. And you notice that there is one boy that has been adopted 2 days before the attack, and you notice through the food ledgers that they order 560 pounds of food every 2 weeks, which could feed approximately 5 adult staff and 30 children. The only way you could find out more is by more about the food situation is by investigating the storage.
I go into the store to make a perception check. I got 23.
Jesus. What are you doing, Truegrave?
I was gonna roll a survival check to see what caused the fire.
All right, you can do that.
That's a good idea.
All right.
17.
What'd you
Well,
get?
my character is very good at doing skills, so.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover the perception check, then I will cover that survival check as you're investigating what's going on with this fire at the top. All right, so with that perception check, you notice that that there's about 80 pounds worth of food left, which means that the last shipment was 10 days prior to the attack. So in the storage area, there are there are 40 loaves of bread, 2 8-pound bags of oats, 4 cabbages, a 8-pound bag of beans, and 6 dozen eggs that are still there.
I take a bread.
How much bread do you want to take?
Just a loaf.
add 1 ration to your character sheet.
I guess I'll do the same.
Well,
Evident?
I'm gonna minus one ration because I'm gonna eat it on the way.
Oh my god! Okay.
I'm just eating it while I'm investigating this fire.
Or
Survival checking this fire.
I take 10, actually.
Okay, you take 10 loaves of bread. So mark 5 add 5 rations of bread.
All right. Wait, only 5?
Yeah,
I thought it
because
was per.
a loaf of bread is a pound, and a ration is 2 pounds.
I see. All right, I'll do that.
You know that's for kids.
All right, guys.
Well,
they're
the
dead.
kids are all dead.
Okay, I grab 2 pounds of food. just various food.
Do you grab one of the cabbages?
Oh yes.
No, cabbage is disgusting. I want the oats.
There's 2 bags.
I'll take both of those. Love me some oats in the
Guys,
morning.
this isn't Aldi's. Can we just get the hell out of here?
So 2 bags of oats at, was that just 2 pounds for the?
No, each bag of oats is 8 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so as you are looting the pantry, I guess as you're looting the pantry, you eventually go outside and do your survival check whilst wharfing down bread, and you realize that they would have had to you sniff parts of the ground and you find some resin and you realize that they were using pitch and several oils.
All right. So then I will go and tell people tell them that this place was burnt down with oil and pitch.
So deliberately. Just confirming.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds pretty deliberate.
I don't know. I mean, they could have just been buying pitch, for no reason, and just holding it down. They just accidentally all spilled it, and there was a house fire.
Just,
Here's a stupid question. Do we see any skeletons or corpses of burned people?
Whatever was there, it seems to be ash.
Do you guys know how hot a body has to get to burn completely to ash?
yes, that'd be 632 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, this fire didn't burn that hot. If this orphanage was full of kids, enough they need all that food, where are they?
I mean,
Someone
been
would
a
have gotten
magical
out.
fire or something.
What?
Could they have made the fire hotter with magic?
Well, then I think someone would have had to have been around, and I think our now faceless high friend over here probably would have noticed them. As someone who just got done dumping a halfling corpse into a garbage fire, I know what it takes to burn a body.
That would be true.